Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
Ouachita Valley Bank, locally owned and operated since 1902, proudly serving the Fort Cobb area with knowledgeable and friendly professionals that actually care about your financial well-being. Online banking, loans, certificate of deposit, safe deposit boxes, 24-hour telephone banking, and an ATM. For service you can trust, Ouachita Valley Bank, 405-643-2305, member FDIC.
Proud supporters of Fort Cobb Mustangs. The name of the store is T-Birds. Come see.
Welcome back to Chattanooga, folks. Getting set for a boys contest. Fort Cobb Broxton Mustangs set to take on the Chattanooga Warriors. Chattanooga comes into the ball game with an 0-2 record. They lost to Olustee 60-23. And they lost to Sterling Tuesday night 56-21. The Mustangs, on the other hand, they come in this game with a record of 0-2 as well. The girls had matching records at 1-1. The boys have matching records at 0-2. Pretty unusual for Fort Cobb to be 0-2.
It is.
Blake, they lost.
Something you don't see a lot.
You're right. Well, it's been
maybe something
years,
we haven't seen
a long
hardly
time.
at all.
They lost to Indiahoma last Friday night, 45-34, and then they lost a thriller to Arapahoe Tuesday night in triple overtime, 57-49. So the Mustangs played a lot better Tuesday night, but just come out on the short end. I think fatigue might have got us there late in that contest. Looking forward to a good one tonight, though. I'd like to take the opportunity to say hi to Homer and Thelma. I know they're probably in Lawton listening to their grandson, great-grandson, Jackson Willits play tonight. So I hope they're listening. Hope they enjoy the broadcast tonight. I haven't seen them in quite a long time. I'd like to see them again, but hope they're doing well. And hopefully Larry Bellamy's feeling better. He wasn't able to make the trip tonight. I know he's Fort Cobb's #1 fan and likes to travel as much as he can, and he's supposed to be at home watching tonight, so I'd like to say hi to that guy. He's all these questions that we have about what happened in what year. If Larry was here, he could fill us in on it. I know that. But so Blake, what's your assessment of what do you think the boys' game will bring us tonight?
Well, you know, a lot of good things have come out of the last two games. Mustangs have played regardless of what it says on the record. Able to cut down turnovers. They went from 18 in game 1 to 7 Tuesday night, and you know, to get underneath 7 turnovers would be pretty impressive,
right?
I think, and even to stay around that number will help them quite a bit. Cray Rogers, I believe, if I remember correctly, other than the last 30 seconds to a minute of the game when he fouled out, I believe he played every minute of that 3 overtime thriller that we had Tuesday. Like I said, fatigue might be a little bit of a factor here for the Mustangs, but you know, they're a quick bunch and they have a lot of minutes under their belt. I expect a pretty good game here, and I do think the Mustangs are better than their record shows. I think they're better than 0-2.
Yeah, no
tonight's going to be the night we figure that out.
I think we'll get in a win column tonight, Blake.
I believe we will.
What you're saying, I think you're right.
Now, I said Tuesday night, 7 threes, they hit 6. I'm going to go with 8 tonight.
8?
We'll see what happens.
All right. I think you're a bit low on that, but we'll go for it. All right, starting lineup for the Mustangs will be number 2, Jackson Willits. A sophomore, number 3, Cray Rogers. Number 4, Simeon Collins. Number 20, Aiden Lewis. And number 33, Ian Taylor. Mustangs are coached by Mr. Scott Hines. So we got Willits, Rogers, Collins, Lewis, and Taylor for the Mustangs. Cray is the son of the girls' coach at Fort Cobb, and he had 16 points in the overtime loss Tuesday night. He's led the Mustangs in scoring both games that they played. For the Chattanooga Warriors, they're going to start at number 0, Lane Degliacomo. Number 10, Jackson Franks. A sophomore, number 22, Jalen LeGrand. Another sophomore, number 35, Trevor Holt. And a senior, number 41, Blake Dollarhite. The Warriors are coached by Mr. Billy Carr. I'm sorry, go ahead.
You said during the girls' game, named Reagan, you like that one a little bit. Now, number 41 for Chattanooga, I think I like that name a little bit.
You're going to go for Blake Dollarhite, are you? Okay. Rightly so. So the Warriors start DiGiacomo, Franks, LeGrand, Holt, and Dollarhite. So we're about set to go. Mustangs in their road blue uniforms. Traveling right to left on your TV screen tonight. Mustangs trying to get in the win column for the first time this season. It'll be Ian Taylor jumping center against Blake Dollarhite. Taylor, he's got a knack for that, getting these tips. He can jump really quickly and anticipate it really well. We'll see if he can control this one. Yes, sir, he does. Just has a knack for it. Taps control to Rogers now in the backcourt. Left side Taylor, all alone three-point shot, and they say he stepped back and traveled on the first possession. Caught the ball and took a step back, and that's a turnover.
And that's
not the greatest start of all of it.
And that's one of those plays they argue a lot in the NBA, and one of the terms they use nowadays is a gather step.
Oh, is that what they call that?
And
I see. Well, that's a
and
travel.
A lot of times you can get away with that.
Well, I used to, if you want to name something, it's generally called traveling back in the day when I played. If you're going to come up with something, it's probably traveling. Mustangs in a man-to-man defense. Willits out there harassing DiGiacomo. And he'll try a long three-pointer off the back iron. Taylor for the rebound. Off to Rogers, and here come the Mustangs on the attack. Quickly into the front court. That's Simeon Collins. Back to Rogers. Willits all alone. Left wing three, good. Jackson with the opening tray of the game, and Coach Billy Carr is going to take a quick 30-second timeout to adjust their defense. What do you think the timeout's for here, Blake?
Well, Mustangs already have had two wide open looks in the exact same spot. Now, the first time had a travel called, but the second time they were able to capitalize, and I would assume maybe someone's getting caught up there in the paint on the coverage or something like that.
It's obviously a defensive timeout, probably, I would say, to adjust that, probably. All right, it'll be Chattanooga's ball. Mustangs on top 3-0. We played less than a minute here in the opening period. And Lane DiGiacomo into the front court. Left side to Dollarhite. Over to LeGrand. Trevor Holt to DiGiacomo. Willits almost tracked it down. Mustangs playing a man-to-man defense to start off tonight. LeGrand tries to go around Rogers, can't do it. Mustangs doing a better job defensively. Ball knocked away by Rogers on good hustle, but it went out of bounds. It'll stay with Chatty. And the Mustangs are going to go to a trap out of it. 1-3-1 trap. They like to do it. Create a lot of turnovers. And there's one right there. Tried to get it to LeGrand, and LeGrand was heading along the baseline, and ball sailed out of bounds. Mustangs kind of confused them, I think, on that trip. Lob pass to Willits all alone. Basket good as somebody left the back door open there, and Jackson was there for an easy two, and Jackson's got all 5 Mustang points so far. We played 2 minutes. Back in that trap. Ball knocked away by Rogers, and they say it was kicked. Thought it might have went off his knee, looked to me like, but they say it was kicked. So we'll stay with Chatty.
And, you know, if that call hadn't been made, I believe Ian Taylor was about to go dunk it on the fast break.
Yeah, I would like to see that. Maybe we'll get to see it before the night's over. Out front's Franks. Ball taken away by Rogers. Up ahead to Ian Taylor, and layup is good by Ian. 7-0, Fort Cobb on top. As Chattanooga's had a difficult time getting it around this defense, as Taylor intercepts the pass, bounce pass to Rogers, left-handed layup's good. First basket for Cray. And they are having all sorts of difficulties with this trap. Ian Taylor give a lot of people trouble. Willits pokes it away. Long pass up ahead to Taylor, and he couldn't quite control it. He goes out of bounds. I started to say a baseball pass, and that would have been appropriate for Jackson.
It would have.
Baseball pass up the court.
A little bit on Jackson, well, rather his dad, and I'm sure a lot of Fort Cobb fans that follow baseball are going to already know this, but Reggie is taking a job. I believe it's a volunteer job with Oklahoma, so he's back in his home state.
Yeah,
on the baseball staff.
Great pickup for the Sooners. I think it's just volunteer until his New York Yankee contract runs out, is what I read in the paper anyway. I'm sure they're happy to have him, and he's probably happy to be back in Oklahoma. Simeon Collins, right wing three, good. Looked like it was going to pop out, and it fell back in. So 4 Mustangs have scored already. And they're 12 points. Almost halfway through the first period. And the Mustangs have 2 of those 3-pointers already. There's Ian Taylor with a steal. Let's see if he tries to dunk this one. He lays it in off the glass for 2. Ian Taylor with his second basket, and it's 14-0. What'd you say, 8 3-pointers tonight, you thought?
That's what I said. And
I thought that was a little low, but
I'm almost going to have to agree with you.
Ball taken away. 3 on none. Ian Taylor layup is good, and that's 3 layups for Ian Taylor, and it's 16-0 with 3:42 in the opening period. We'll take a 30-second timeout.
For our daily lunch specials. Good. We offer cold drinks, hot food, and a clean environment. Also, $1 Fountain Pop Wednesdays. See you soon. We are your premier best in state driving school, located in Southwest Oklahoma at Fort Cobb Public School. We can provide all the services related to driving in the state of Oklahoma, such as driver's education, in-house testing capabilities, permits, and drive testings for a license. The only thing that you will be required from DPS is your eye exam.
16-0, 3:42 to play, opening period. And the Mustangs have gotten out of the trap. Now they're just going to go to a 2-1-2 zone. Coach Hines always been a good sport about things, and it's obvious that that trap was going to be too easy. There's Cray Rogers, takes the ball down, lays it in for an easy 2. It appears that some of these fellas that don't get to see a lot of action is going to get to play a lot tonight. That'll be good for all of them.
It will.
Good start for the Mustangs. They lead at 18-0. And there's another near steal by Rogers as he poked it away. Rogers is a good athlete. Grew up in Cordell where his mother was the coach, and they hired her at Fort Cobb and coached the girls. And happy to have him suited up for the Mustangs. Pass intercepted by Aiden Lewis over to Simeon Collins. Up ahead to Ian Taylor. His 3-pointer is good. Ian Taylor got 9 points already. 3 layups and a 3-pointer, and it's 21-0.
Mustangs 9 for 9 from the field.
Oh, is that right? Yeah,
you're
right. I hadn't noticed that, but you're right. And there's a travel on Jalen LeGrand. percentage usually pretty high when you shoot layups. That's what they've had a lot of so far. And there's a lot of substitutions now for Chattanooga. That will be number 24, Austin Musgrove, checking in. So we've got Dollarheight, Musgrove, Trevor Holt, Jackson Franks, and DiGiacomo. There's Lewis, three-pointer along the baseline, no good. Rebound controlled by Dollarheight.
I might have jinxed them.
A lot of ball game left. If they get 2 every quarter, that'd add up to 8, wouldn't it?
Well,
so we're right on pace.
I think we have 3.
You're right, we do have 3, so we're ahead of that pace. So there's a long three-pointer by DiGiacomo, no good, but they get the long rebound over to Dollarheight in the corner. Now out front to Musgrove. Now DiGiacomo over to Jackson Franks. 17-footer, left wing, no good. Ian Taylor with a rebound. Forces it up the floor. Bounce pass over to Aiden Lewis, and they're going to call him for traveling. He was just about one dribble too far away from doing that. He was kind of in a tough predicament, but he needed to bounce it one time. LeGrand will replace Austin Musgrove for the Warriors. And Chatty into the front court. Mustangs just packed in the paint. There's a three-pointer on the way. Good by Jackson Franks. Gets Chatty on the board with a three-pointer. With a minute to play here in the opening period. Right side Collins. Over to Aiden Lewis. Now skip pass to Rogers. Taylor at the free throw line. Cross-court pass was knocked away by DiGiacomo with 38 seconds to play in the opening period. Collins in the corner to Willits. Three-pointer on the way, no good. Collins taps it out front. Rogers saves it to Collins. Taylor will try left wing three, no good. And a rebound by Jalen LeGrand. 20 seconds to play. Opening period. LeGrand with it. Out front to DiGiacomo. 5 seconds. 3. Looks at the clock. Three-pointer on the way. Good! Lane DiGiacomo with a long three-pointer at the buzzer. And after one period of play, the Mustangs 21, Chattanooga 6. We'll be back after this 1 minute timeout.
We have certified instructors that use our cars to teach your students how to be the best drivers from the beginning. Come see us today for all your driving needs.
We're bringing fiber internet to Fort Cobb. Having fast internet is a must-have, whether you're working or learning from home. That's why we are building a fiber network in your community. We have wireless internet solutions too, available at Fort Cobb Lake, Crow's Roost, Alfalfa, and more. You can count on us for a fast, reliable connection to the world. We're proud to be a local provider that's part of your community. Get connected to Carnegie Fiber today.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate.
I'd like to thank our sponsors once again while we have the opportunity. Southwest Oklahoma Driving School, Mr. Kent Sexton, 580-512-6936. Carnegie Fiber over in Carnegie, Oklahoma. Ouachita Valley Bank in Fort Cobb, T-Birds Convenience Store in Fort Cobb, and Shelley Dissy ABC Superior Realty. Sure like to thank those people for sponsoring our broadcast this year, so folks that can't travel can watch their Mustangs from the comfort of the living room. So hope you get a chance to go tell those sponsors how much you appreciate it. Mustangs with their starting five out left. Left wing three won't go. Taylor with it. Long pass up ahead to Rogers. Over to Willits. LeGrand hustles back and tips it out of bounds. Good hustle by Jalen LeGrand. But it'll stay with Fort Cobb. And Rogers set to inbound. Underneath the basket to Aiden Lewis. His shot's too hard off the backboard, but Taylor with a rebound. Collins, right wing three. Left-handed shot won't go. And the Mustangs have gone cold all of a sudden, Blake, from distance.
Made their first 9, missed their last 5.
Threw that one right to Cray Rogers. He's going to dribble all the way in. Left-handed layup is good.
That's right on cue.
And that's 6 for Cray. And it's 23-6 now. Mustangs have some quickness. They're not don't have a lot of height, but they're really quick. There's a three-pointer by Jackson Flores. So all of Chattanooga's points have come via the three-point shot. Cross-court pass to Willits. Dribbles in the paint, and he's going to be fouled by LeGrand. And they say it was on the floor, so it'll stay with Fort Cobb. As Samuel Lancaster will check in. And he's going to replace Aiden Lewis. First foul on Jalen LeGrand. That's the first foul of the game, actually.
It is.
Taylor out front to Jackson Willits to Collins. In the corner to Rogers. Down to Lancaster. Turns around. And shot's no good, but he's hammered by Jalen LeGrand across the forearm. That was a set play. You can see they worked it around the perimeter and dumped it into Lancaster, who is the tallest Mustang, probably 6'3" or 4", and he can really jump. He's an outstanding jumper. At the end of the second overtime Tuesday night, he had made an outstanding block. Guy had the ball right under the basket, and Lancaster looked like he was shot out of a cannon when he went up there and elevated and swatted it. Look for good things, great things from Lancaster for the rest of the season. He makes 1 out of 2.
That's 5th Mustang that's scored tonight already.
All right. Now Lancaster out in front of this zone. Now we were talking about getting the ball and dunking it a while ago. Samuel can do it if he can happen to get a run out here. Here it comes right here. Let's see what he does. Well, they defended him pretty good. Willits is there for the putback. He cleaned it up. But LeGrand hustled back and it kind of got in Samuel's way. I think Samuel had in mind he was going to bring it. He was going to flush it if he could.
He definitely had that in mind.
Three-pointer on the way, good by Lane Giacomo, and that's the 4th tray of the night for Chatty. So it's feast or famine for them so far. Right side to Collins. Cross court, Jackson Willits, left wing 3 all alone, good. Jackson Willits with his 2nd tray. And that's 10 on the night so far for Jackson, as he leads all scorers. And Mustangs once again in that 1-3-1 trap out front, and there's a turnover over to Jackson off the backboard. Lancaster couldn't quite get a hold of it as Jackson laid it off the glass and was a little too strong, and we're going to have a technical foul charged to, what they say, he hung on the rim, I guess. So technical foul charged to Lancaster for hanging on the rim. It was a pretty good idea by Jackson as Lancaster was trailing the play. I don't know that he was expecting it. It was free throw no good by DiGiacomo. And checking in now for Mustangs will be number 22. That is
Blake Nunn.
Blake Nunn. I forgot to write him down. I missed them both. No, I've got him up here. Yeah, had him out of order. Blake Nunn checking in. 29-12 with 5:13 to play in the half. And Chatty's basketball. Yeah, I've seen Russell Westbrook do that a few times. Bounce when he's on a fast break and throw it off the backboard for the trailer to come in and slam it. They keep working on that. Maybe they can get that done. Mustangs with that trap going on. LeGrand in the corner, and there's a travel on Jackson Franks.
That's 13th turnover
13,
for the Warriors.
Okay. They've had a difficult, we talked about earlier, Mustangs they're not real tall, but they have a lot of quickness. I think that'll pay off for them as they continue through this season. Cross court pass to Jackson right at his feet. Back to Collins. Hook pass into Lancaster. Turnaround shot is no good, but he's going to be bumped and fouled by Blake Dollarheight. And Lancaster will be at the line shooting 2. He can jump so well that he can elevate.
He can.
And he'll pick up a lot of fouls because it's about impossible to block a shot. And he'll be at the line shooting 2.
It's just as close to impossible to shoot over him.
That's right. And he makes 2 out of 3 at the line so far. And checking in will be Trevor Holt, replacing Austin Musgrove. And Lancaster will have one more. Off the glass.
Don, I don't believe the bank's open this late, is
Well,
it?
it was then, yeah. The bank was open. It counts. Once again, the Mustangs in that trap out front. They always like to put a long arm guy. There's a three-pointer, no good. Long arm guy at the top of that point, and it creates a lot of turnovers. They've historically done that a lot for Coach Scott Hines. Hard to pass around that guy. There's Nunn. Willits. Left side Rogers quickly down to Nunn. Turnaround shot off the glass, no good. LeGrand there for the rebound. I tell you, LeGrand is hustling. Jalen LeGrand plays well on the boards for the Warriors. There's another steal. Willits has it. Racing it up the floor. Left-handed layup is good, and he was fouled. And Jackson will be at the line. He's got 12 so far on the night for the Mustangs. First foul on DiGiacomo. And Jackson's free throw is good.
It's 13 now for Willits.
Has he missed a shot? I'm not sure he has.
He's missed one.
Missed one.
It's 5 for 6.
5 out of 6. And we're going to have a whistle and a, what are we going to call here? That's kind of unusual to see that in the first half when they substitutes come to the bench, come to the score table, and they stop the game so they can come in. That's, you don't hardly ever see that.
Well, I guess whenever you're up 22, they can do that. Huh?
Well, yeah, but it's a little strange. But anyway, we're okay with it. There's a steal. That's Brody Devon. Layup is good. Brody comes in, makes an easy basket in his first appearance. And it's 36-12 with 3 minutes to play. First half. Double team there. They get the ball taken away. Collins comes up with it. Over to Devon. Now Collins will bring it into the front court. Over to Cray Rogers. Chattanooga in that 2-1-2 zone. Devon. Collins to Rogers. Steps it down low to Lancaster. That's using your head. It went off somebody's head and now turned over to Chattanooga. 2:14 to play in the half. LeGrand has it. Loose on the floor and it's picked up. Let's say it was kicked again, I guess. It's going to stay with Fort Cobb.
You know, I believe the Mustangs think they're playing soccer out there. I don't know. That's the second time they've had that call today.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's going to be Chatty's ball. 2:03 to play in the half. Baseline shot good by Trevor Holt, just inside the three-point arc. They swing it around to Collins. Left wing three, good. Simeon Collins with his second tray of the night.
Inching ever closer to that 8 mark.
What are they,
now
five?
at 5.
Got 5 of them. Yeah.
5 for 9.
Over halfway there. Good dribbling there by DiGiacomo. His shot won't go. Lancaster high for the rebound, off to Rogers. Racing it into the front court. Behind the back dribble over to Collins. He'll try another three. Go short. Thought it was in, but it was just a little short. Good hustle that time by Nunn on the floor. It's a scrum. I think they've turned into rugby now all of a sudden. Rogers straight away three. Good. Cray Rogers with his first tray and his 42-14. That's 9 on the night for Cray. Minute to play. Trying to get the ball to the high post. He'll drive. Shot is good over Blake Nunn. Pretty good play that time by Mr. DiGiacomo. So he'll have the and one situation as Lance Anderson checks in for Lancaster. And Lane DiGiacomo. Misses the free throw. 40 seconds to play, and Rogers will bring it into the front court for the Mustangs. There's Nunn. Down the right side of the lane, takes the feed from Collins and lays it in for 2. Nice move by Blake Nunn. And he'll be at the line for the three-point play. That's a good, strong move there, Blake.
It was.
He took it to the rim with some authority. Third foul on Jalen LeGrand. Free throw no good, but Rogers in there for the rebound. Over to Devon. Collins couldn't handle the pass, and here comes Chatty racing it in the front court. 18 seconds to play. Three-pointer on the way by DiGiacomo, no good. Devon there with a rebound. 10 seconds to play. Out to Rogers with 7. And he'll create. There's a long three on the way. Good. Cray Rogers from way out drains a long three-pointer and makes the score at halftime. Fort Cobb Broxton 47 and Chattanooga 16. So an outstanding first half for the Mustangs as this defense was a little too much for Chatty in the first half. Created lots of turnovers, had a lot of layups, and shot the ball pretty well. And we'll turn it over to Blake Perryman for our statistical report. Blake?
Mustangs first half, 18 for 26 from the field, 7 for 12 from 3 there. 1 off my prediction, Don. I maybe should have went for 10 or 15.
Well, I told you you're a little low, I thought, but they're not there yet.
It's better to be safe than sorry, I guess.
Yeah.
4 for 6 from the line. They had only 5 turnovers there in the first half. Warriors 6 for 14 from the field, 4 for 10 from 3, but tail of the tape for them is 16 turnovers. Mustangs individually, want to say they had 7 Mustangs score in the first half. Jackson Willits leads all scorers with 13. Cray Rogers right behind him with 12. Ian Taylor with 9. Samuel Lancaster with 3. Blake Nunn and Brody Devon both with 2. And Simeon Collins with 6. And I'll tell you, that's about as balanced as you can get.
Yeah, if you have 7 guys scoring in the first half, that's a pretty good sign, you bet.
Hopefully in the second half they come out with the same sense of urgency. I'll assume with a 31-point lead, whether it be right out of the gate or sometime during the third quarter or fourth quarter, we'll get to see a few of the bench guys come in, and they'll get their chance to get a little experience and have some fun too, because
absolutely.
And that's one thing we talked about in baseball a whole lot whenever you're winning, you're having fun.
Right.
It's not nearly as fun whenever you're down 5, 10, or 31 compared to when you're ahead. So
absolutely.
This is one of those games where a lot of guys are going to get some good minutes and some playing time under their belt, and excited to see how those guys do.
I am too. It's always good to see those guys. They work hard in practice every day, and it's nice to see them get rewarded with some playing time on a Friday night. So hope that they get some good quality minutes here in the second half. But good first half for Fort Cobb Broxton. They lead at 47-16. We'll take a 3 or 4 minute timeout. When we come back, we'll have second half action. You're listening to Fort Cobb Broxton Mustangs on FCBMustangs.tv.
Return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Diesel Horse Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorse get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Stream like the pros with Squirtle Live. Find out more at squirtle.com/stream.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
Versatile Networks can handle all of your school or business technology and wiring needs. Expanding into a new building or office space? We would love to give you a free quote for your network wiring. Are your computers outdated? Are your servers slow? Is your network underperforming? Is your wireless network weak? Let Versatile Networks come in and assess the situation and get you back up and running the way you should be. Call Versatile Networks today at 405-217-0267 or visit versatilenetworks.com for more information.
Welcome back, FCB Mustangs basketball. I got a few score updates for you here. Oklahoma State Cowboys up on Oakland 43-39 halfway through second half. In Stillwater, Oklahoma Sooners up 64-24 on UTSA. About the same amount of time left there in the second half. Swing it over to a few football scores from around Caddo County and close areas. Mountain View up big on Sharon Mutual 64-0. It's not quite halftime there yet. Surreal down, final score, Velma Alma 50, Surreal 0 in their playoff game. And that will do it for 8-man. Few 11-man Class A games going on. Ringling ahead of Hinton 34-6 early in the third quarter. Hooker ahead of Apache 44-0 at halftime. And I believe that'll do it for the Caddo Kiowa area of the state. And we'll take a 2-minute timeout. We'll get your second half action when we come back. You're watching Mustang basketball on FCB TV.
Allegiant Marketing Group produces inbound lead generation for our clients through integrated traditional and digital campaigns. We continuously develop new strategies, tactics, and productive efficiencies so you can reach your target market and get a measurable return on investment. This fast-paced world demands for your products and services to be presented at the moment your buyers need them. Targeted and innovative marketing creates your success. Call AMG today, your marketing partner.
Welcome back to Chattanooga. Mustangs lead it 47-16. I'd like to thank our sponsors while we have the opportunity. Ouachita Valley Bank, downtown Fort Cobb, Oklahoma, locally owned and operated. Go by and visit with them. Take care of all your financial needs. T-Bird's Convenience Store. Travis Birchie, owner and operator, does a great job servicing the community of Fort Cobb. Shelley Dissey, ABC Superior Realty. If you need to sell some property, give Shelley a call at 580-302-1974. Carnegie Fiber, located in Carnegie, Oklahoma, for all your fiber optic internet needs. They have high-speed internet at a great rate, and so if you need great internet service in your home, call 580-654-1002. And finally, if you have someone in your household that needs some driving lessons to get a driver's license, call Southwest Oklahoma Driving School at 580-512-6936. Talk to Mr. Kent Sexton and he'll hook you up with some driver education. Thanks for all those sponsors. Appreciate them very much. Thank you, folks, for joining us at home. Hope you're enjoying the Mustang broadcast this season. Go by and tell those sponsors that you appreciate it. Let them know that you're listening. And it's good that you can sit in your home and watch the Mustangs on your television and not have to get out if you can't. So appreciate it very much. It'll be the Mustangs basketball to start the second half. And Ian Taylor, it'll be the Mustangs starting five, it appears, as well as the starting five for Chattanooga. We start the second half. Ian Taylor with it in the corner to Collins. Baseline tray on the way, good. Simeon Collins with his third three-pointer of the night, and that'll be the 8th three-pointer for the Mustangs, as my cohort Blake Perryman predicted before the game that the Mustangs would have 8, and that's what they got right now. I suspect that won't be the last. Just underway here in the third period. And there's a bounce pass through the lane, and Ian Taylor picks it up, racing it up the floor over to Collins in the corner, hands it off to Rogers. Penetrates in the paint, bounces pass to Aiden Lewis. Basket good by Aiden Lewis. And he makes his first basket of the day. Bumped it off the glass for 2. Aiden's a big, strong fella. He's Grandpa Larry sitting not too far from me. He had some outstanding young players playing for the Mustangs back in the day, Charlie and Larry, and got a lot of good bloodlines, Aiden does. There's a pass up to Craig, intercepted it over to Ian Taylor, and he lays it in for 2. Nice fast break for the Mustangs as they've scored 7 quick points. Start the third period. Yeah, Larry Picotti and Charlie Picotti were on the first state champion team back in 2000. Outstanding ball players. Mustangs have had a lot of them over the years of outstanding players from different eras. We could spend a couple of hours going down the list of naming some of the players that's played Fort Cobb Broxton. Got a bunch of them here tonight. 5:50 to play, third period. And there's going to be a travel call on the Mustangs. Blake, while you were away, we made our 8th three-pointer. You'll be happy to know.
Heck.
Simeon Collins opened up the scoring here with a tray. But I was taking, on that over and under, I was taking the over, so we'll see. And there's a travel on LeGrand. I don't know, the way these guys are playing tonight, I think they probably deserve to stop at Sonic and get them a chocolate shake on the way home. What do you think?
You know, I'm going to be riding the bus home, so I believe I'd appreciate that too.
There's Willett, straightaway three, won't go. I might do that myself.
Might struggle a little bit to find a Sonic in Chattanooga, Oklahoma.
Well, you'll have to drive to Apache, or either have to stop in Lawton, one of the two.
Got a couple
scores?
big football games going on tomorrow. Oklahoma travels to Waco. I believe it's an away game, correct?
Yes, 11 a.m. Yeah, that'll be a big one. Big one in Stillwater tomorrow night. There's a nice fast break. Willits to Rogers, and he lays it in for two. That's a beautiful way to run the break, is Willits dribbled all the way down, handed it off to Rogers for an easy two.
Blackout tomorrow night. Oklahoma State and TCU. I'll be attending that game. So
you're going to that game?
I am.
Well, have fun. Pass intercepted by, who do you think will win it? Rogers into the front court, over to Taylor. Layup good by Ian Taylor. Taylor's got 2 baskets here in the second half. That'd be 13 points for Ian. Going to have a new 5 coming in for the Mustangs here at the next stoppage. That'll be good to see.
Back to your question, TCU had a big win last week against Baylor, so it'll be a good test for the Cowboys, I believe.
I don't know. I think OSU's defense is stout enough that they probably won't give up too many points to the Frogs, and I predict the Cowboys will win like 31-10, something like that maybe.
I sure hope our offense can score that many.
Bounce pass in the lane to Dollarhite. Left-handed shot off the glass and good. Good basket by Dollarhite. And I'm sure these 5 guys standing at the score table would like the referee to stop the game so they could get in.
You know,
they did that in the first half.
I was thinking that. No.
Willits baseline tray. There he got it. That'd be number 9 for the Mustangs on the 3-point. And they will stop the game and let the substitutions come in as the starting 5 gets a nice ovation. We'll go over these guys. Samuel Lancaster, number 25. We got Blake Nunn, number 22. Lance Anderson, number 30. Brody Devon, 23. And number 14 is Rylan Bitsiti for the Mustangs. They'll get to see some action today. That's good for them in this playing a 2-1-2 zone. LeGrand out front to Keaton Hickman, and it's taken away by Brody Devon into the front court. Over to Blake Nunn. Underneath to Lance Anderson, handoff to Lancaster, and he lays it in for 2. Nice pass from Anderson. Is an underhanded pass over to Lancaster for the easy 2. That's 5 for Samuel tonight. I'd still like to see him get open for a dunk, wouldn't you? And he comes up with the ball. Probably going to be pretty hard to do in this context because they're not pressing, and it's going to be hard to get a run out on the other end, I would think. LeGrand steals the ball away from Bitsiti with 2:20 to play in the third. You got any basketball scores from OSU and OU? Got any updates on them?
I updated them at halftime. I'll go back and check. Last I saw, Pokes were up 4 and Sooners up 40, I believe.
Really? Well,
Oklahoma State and Oakland tied at 47 with 8 minutes to go in the second half, and Sooners up 80-34, 4 minutes to go.
Yeah, the Porter-Moser area is starting off pretty good for the Sooners. Baseline three on the way, good by Blake Nunn. That's his 5th point of the night, and I believe that's the 10th tray for the Mustangs. They lead at 68-18. And Hickman thought someone was over here on the wing, and they moved, and he didn't notice it. Good quick pass, but it went out of bounds. He's going to be replaced by Musgrove. Tough luck for the young man there. Bitcity into the front court. Over to Lance Anderson. To Nunn, left wing. Back to Bitcity. Anderson has it. Lobs it into Lancaster. Nunn's three-pointer, good. Blake Nunn with 2 trays in a row. That'll help you.
Don't mean to correct you here. That was Birdie Devon.
Oh, that was Devon. I'm sorry.
Numbers do look a little bit the same.
You can correct me anytime you need to, man. But it was a good shot nevertheless, wasn't it?
It was.
There's a good strong move there by Dollarheight, but shot wouldn't go. Anderson with it. That's Devon in the corner to Nunn. Thought about it. Now get it out to Bitcity. Nice crossover in the corner to Nunn. Baseline tray on the way. No good. Anderson with a rebound. Little reverse layup was good by Lance Anderson for his first basket. Nice move by the senior Lance.
I'm almost inclined for Nunn's sake to rule out a pass.
Let him shoot. Yeah, that's what you're right. That was probably a pass all the way. 14 seconds to play. I'm a little slow on those things. I'm having a hard time staying focused, Blake.
Well, it is getting late, you know.
7 seconds to play. 5 seconds. There's a three-pointer on the way. Off the glass, no good. Rebound, Dollarheight, and he can't get the shot off in time. After 3 quarters, Fort Cobb Broxton 73, Chattanooga 18. We'll be back after this 1-minute break.
Support your school's Booster Club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
Ouachita Valley Bank, locally owned and operated since 1902, proudly serving the Fort Cobb area with knowledgeable and friendly professionals that actually care about your financial well-being. Online banking, loans, certificate of deposit, safe deposit boxes, 24-hour telephone banking, and an ATM. For service you can trust, Ouachita Valley Bank, 405-643-2305. Member FDIC.
Wow. 73-18 our scores. We're set to start the 4th period of play. Mustangs are going to get in the win column tonight, Blake.
They will. And pretty easy fashion at that.
Tuesday night will be our next broadcast. The Mustangs travel to Binger to take on the Binger-Only Bobcats. And we'll tip off, as usual, the girls' game at 6:30. So hope you can join us Tuesday night from Binger. LeGrand with it. Out front to DiGiacomo.
Blew a tire, maybe.
Yeah. Nice little running shot, won't go. Lancaster had it knocked away from LeGrand, and LeGrand puts it up for 2. Nice basket by Jalen LeGrand. And that's his first basket of the night. He's worked really hard. He played well, rebounding and doing a lot of things. And that's his first basket. So glad to see him get in the scorebook. Bounce pass to Lancaster. Shot no good, a little short. Need to gather himself there a little bit. He kind of rushed that. He, as tall as he is, he can take his time.
And I'm not too for certain on this because I'm not quite his height, but you know, maybe being a little bit closer to eye level with the rim, it messes with your field of view, maybe.
You know, I've never had that problem, but you may be right about that. But I think he just rushed it a little bit. If he could just turn and face the basket, take his time, I think he'd knock that in. There's a three-pointer on the way by Anderson, no good. Tracked down by Devon. Over to Bitcity. In the corner, Nunn makes a move. A reverse layup, spins it off the glass, won't go. Anderson hustling for the rebound, gets it over to Nunn. And LeGrand intercepts the pass. There's LeGrand again. Quickly up the floor, DiGiacomo. Crossover dribble, 15-foot jumper, good. Lane DiGiacomo, that gives him 10 on the night. Got almost half their points. Anderson down low to Nunn. Out to Devon, left wing three, good. Brody Devon with his second tray. These guys are good shooters, and they get open. And Dollarheight tries to pass it out front. It goes into the backcourt. DiGiacomo touches it, and it'll be a backcourt violation. Go over to Fort Cobb Broxton with 5:30 to play in the ball game.
Update on Mountain View, they were able to pull out nail biter 64-0.
64-0. That answers my question. I talked to someone earlier in the week. Lance Anderson, three-pointer, no good. They have in the regular season, they have I guess you might call it a run rule. If you get ahead of somebody 45 points, you have to play a half, or you get to play a half. But if you get ahead 45 points, the game's over. But apparently that doesn't apply in the playoffs, so it's 64-0. So.
Well, no, it was over at halftime.
Oh, it was?
I believe it still does.
Oh, they played a half, and that was it. Okay. Well, that's quite an amazing victory then for the Tigers if they scored 64 and a half. But they are dominating this year. I would anticipate. The only problem they might have that I could see is they've had so many easy victories that if they get in, the finals or semifinals and they play somebody who can actually play with them, of what, how they'll respond to that, in a tight game.
It's very true.
Bit City handles right side of Lance Anderson, baseline tray off the back iron, and there's a foul on Nunn as he went over the back. And we're going to have some more substitutions for the Mustangs. Get those in for you. We'll have number 12, that will be Leighton Hill. Number 11 is Blaine Davis. 35 is Robert Smith. 24 is Peyton Bellamy. And let's see, number 30, Anderson, stays out there. So there's a three-pointer on the way, no good. Rebound controlled by Robert Smith with 4 minutes to play in the ball game. Anderson with it. Over to Leighton Hill. And Davis now with it. Top of the key, left side Anderson. Drives along the baseline, hands it off to Leighton Hill. Ball knocked away. The Warriors rush it into the front court. DiGiacomo, long three-pointer, no good. Dollarheight with a rebound, shot good, and he's fouled. Blake Dollarheight with a nice basket, a foul. I believe that was Peyton Bellamy that caught him. And Blake Dollarheight for the and one. No good. Bellamy with a rebound. Davis out front to Anderson. Straight away, top of the key, no good. LeGrand high for the rebound. And we're going to have a stoppage and let the substitution come in. That will be Keaton Hickman. And he's going to replace Jalen LeGrand, who's given a lot of effort tonight for the Warriors. Near steal by Davis. In the corner to Dollarheight. This lineup right here the Mustangs have on the floor is about the biggest they've been all night. Those three frontline guys with Smith, Bellamy, and Leighton Hill looks to be about as tall as anybody we have.
I think you're right there, Don.
Long three-pointer, no good off the backboard. Loose on the floor, and it's going to go over to Fort Cobb with 2:11 to play. It'll be a happy bus ride home to Fort Cobb tonight as the Mustangs going to get in the win column for the first time this season. First of many to come, I'm sure. Going to have a couple of more subs in. Damon Shutt comes in along with Jalen LeGrand back in for the Warriors. Everybody's going to get to play tonight. That's a good thing. Got a few more Mustangs, I think, haven't got in. A couple of them still perhaps haven't got in yet. .133 to play. Ball poked away, picked up by Leighton Hill. All the way down to the baseline, right under the goal. Got his own rebound. Good. Leighton Hill with a basket. Had to work hard for that one, Blake.
He
missed
did.
the first one, got the rebound, stuck it back in. He made the hard one and missed the easy one. Now a couple of more subs come in. This will be Blaine Bellamy, number 5, and number 32 is Brody Smith.
And with Hill's bucket, that makes 10 Mustangs in the scoring column tonight.
All right. Good to see all these young guys get in the game. There's a shot, no good. Battle for the rebound. Control by Hill. Outlet to Davis. 3-on-1. Goes by the defender. Shot no good. Bellamy there trying to get the rebound. Loose on the floor. And it's going to be a tie-up. And it will stay with Fort Cobb with 39 seconds to play. And Connor Hussey will check in, replacing LeGrand for the Warriors. Blaine Davis set to inbound. Out to Blaine Bellamy. Over to Hill, right side. All the way to the back baseline. Shot no good. Hit the back of the backboard. He shakes his head. Got a nice sense of humor. 24 seconds to play.
Tell you, after that shot, you back, I don't remember if it was the county tournament or the Mid-First Classic at Anadarko, but Kellen Hines hit a buzzer beater, I want to say, over the backboard.
Yeah, I remember that. Yep. 5 seconds to play. Davis with it. Three-pointer on the way, no good by Brody Smith, and that will do it. Your final score, Fort Cobb Broxton 78, Chattanooga 24. The Mustangs get in the win column tonight. Congratulations to Coach Scott Hines and the Mustangs. We'll turn it over to Blake Perryman for the wrap-up. Blake?
Mustangs finished 31 for 52 from the field. Don, that is just short of 60%.
Right. Good night.
12 for 25 from 3, and that's just underneath 50%. And I'll tell you what, if you shoot almost 50% from behind the arc, you'll win a lot of games.
Right.
Only 10 turnovers tonight, 4 for 6 from the line. Chattanooga 10 for 27 from the field, 4 for 16 behind the arc, and 0 for 4 from the free throw line. 26 turnovers for the Warriors. Mustangs individual scoring. Jackson Willits leads everybody with 18. Curry Rogers with 14. Simeon Collins with 9. Leighton Hill, Aiden Lewis, and Lance Anderson all with 2. Blake Nunn and Samuel Lancaster with 5. Ian Taylor with 13. Overall, I thought very good game. I'm sure Coach Hines had it game planned out, and from the looks of it from up here, seems like they used that game plan to perfection tonight, and it's a good way to get in the win column, especially winning by 54, and you don't get to do that very often.
Yeah. Mustangs had them a little outmatched tonight.
They did.
For sure. Yeah.
Warriors still played hard there, and you know, I've seen a lot of games where teams will be down 30, 40, 50 points, and they just quit, and there wasn't very much quit out there tonight.
No, they
for the
got
Warriors.
a lot of pride and tradition. Yep.
They do, and got to give them props for staying in the game and not just letting it get completely out of hand. I'll turn it back over to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Blake. Great job as always. Like to once again give you our girls score. If you're just turning in, the Lady Mustangs defeated Chattanooga 50-26, and the boys final was Fort Cobb 78, Chattanooga 24. Like to once again thank all of our sponsors, the Southwest Oklahoma Driving School, Carnegie Fiber, Washita Valley Bank, T-Birds Convenience Store, and Shelley Dissey of ABC Superior Realty for sponsoring our broadcast. Hope you enjoyed it. Glad you've been along with us. I'd like to thank our cameraman, Keegan Dudgeon, our engineer, Cade Baker, commentator, Blake Perryman, and I'm Don Tyson saying good night, everybody.